Don Winslow's The Power of the Dog is a sprawling, meticulously researched novel chronicling the long and brutal career of DEA agent Art Keller in the war on drugs. The narrative opens with a horrific massacre in Baja California, highlighting the devastating human cost of the drug trade, a cost Keller directly confronts and grapples with throughout his career. Keller's journey begins in a boxing ring, where a brutal defeat teaches him the street smarts and strategic thinking that will define his subsequent battles against the Sinaloa cartel and its enigmatic leader, Adon Barrera. Winslow masterfully portrays Keller's relentless pursuit of justice, juxtaposing his personal struggles with the immense scale of violence and corruption he witnesses. The novel's fictional narrative draws heavily on historical and cultural detail, creating a visceral and compelling portrait of the drug war's devastating impact on Mexico and the United States. The story follows Keller's intertwined paths with various characters, including the ambitious and ultimately ruthless Adon Barrera, whose rise mirrors Keller's own, but from the opposite side of the law. The narrative also delves into the lives of other key figures, including Callan, an Irish-American involved in the New York drug trade, and Nora Hayden, a high-end escort who becomes a central player in the conflict. The interconnected fates of these individuals illustrate the vast and often unpredictable consequences of the drug war, emphasizing the moral ambiguities and human cost. The climax involves a complex international conspiracy linking the drug trade to the CIA's covert operations in Central America, exposing the intricate web of power and corruption driving the conflict. Ultimately, the novel explores themes of loyalty, betrayal, redemption, and the corrosive nature of violence, leaving the reader with a profound understanding of the enduring human cost of the war on drugs. Don Winslow occupies a unique space in contemporary crime fiction, transcending the genre's typical boundaries to offer sprawling narratives that blend crime thriller tropes with historical fiction, political commentary, and unflinching explorations of morality. His cultural impact is significant, stemming not just from his commercial success, but also from his willingness to tackle complex, often controversial themes. Cultural impact. Winslow's impact lies primarily in his ability to elevate the crime novel beyond a mere escapist read. His Cartel trilogy, in particular, offered a powerful and unflinching portrayal of the drug war, exposing the brutal realities of the cartels, the complicity of governments, and the devastating human cost of the conflict. This wasn't simply a story of cops and robbers. It was a meticulously researched, morally ambiguous exploration of systemic corruption and the human consequences of decades of failed drug policies. This level of depth and ambition contributed to a broader public conversation about the drug war, particularly in the United States. His works have sparked discussions about the ethical dilemmas faced by law enforcement, the influence of power and greed, and the devastating effects of violence on individuals and communities. Furthermore, his novels, especially The Border, have highlighted the plight of refugees and migrants, injecting a social justice element into his crime narratives. Beyond his thematic depth, his immense popularity demonstrates a clear cultural appetite for richly detailed, character-driven stories that aren't afraid to tackle morally gray areas. Writing style? Winslow's writing differs from many other crime writers in several key ways. Scope and scale. His novels are epic in scale, often spanning decades and encompassing vast geographical locations. He doesn't shy away from extensive research and detail, creating immersive worlds that feel both authentic and cinematic. Think of the sprawling canvas of the cartel compared to a more tightly focused, character-driven thriller. Character development. Winslow's characters are complex and multi-layered, often morally ambiguous. They aren't simply good or bad. They are driven by a multitude of motivations and grapple with difficult choices. This nuance distinguishes him from writers who rely on more stereotypical characterizations. Historical context. Winslow seamlessly integrates historical events and figures into his narratives, adding another layer of depth and complexity. His research is evident, grounding his fictional narratives in a tangible reality. Prose. While he can be relentlessly gritty in depicting violence, his prose is also capable of lyrical beauty and moments of quiet reflection. This juxtaposition effectively underscores the darkness of his themes. About the author. Don Winslow is an American author known primarily for his crime novels. He's a master storyteller who has built a significant following through his meticulous research, compelling narratives, and unflinching portrayal of violence and its consequences. He has received numerous awards for his writing, and his work continues to influence the contemporary crime fiction landscape. He's known for his dedication to his craft and his outspokenness on social and political issues, which often find their way into his work. Similar books to read. If you enjoy Don Winslow, you might appreciate the works of Cormac McCarthy. Shares Winslow's bleak vision of violence and the human condition, particularly in novels like Blood Meridian and The Road. Richard Price, known for his realistic portrayals of urban crime and complex characters, a master of atmospheric crime fiction with richly drawn characters and a keen eye for detail. Dennis Lehane explores the darker aspects of human nature and societal issues within gripping crime narratives. His novels often have a similar blend of gritty realism and emotional depth. Mario Puzo, for a historical exploration of organized crime on a large scale, similar in ambition to Winslow's Cartel trilogy, but with a focus on the Italian-American mafia. In conclusion, Don Winslow's contribution to crime fiction goes beyond mere entertainment. He's a significant voice in contemporary literature, offering compelling narratives that simultaneously entertain and provoke thought, leaving a lasting cultural impact on readers and the genre itself.